All right, today I have Nathan Dean, who's also part of Nathan Dean Solo and Nathan Dean and the Dam Band in Road Warriors. Been doing this for 20 years, an OG in the live music scene. Has been all over the country, has played an average of 200 to 250 plus shows a year. After this interview, he's going to perform Small Town USA. Check it out. All right, Nathan Dean, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You decided to venture out of Arizona to come to this amazing weather.
Yeah, went from 75 degrees to yesterday when we got up, it was like -9 wind chill. I was like, oh, great.
What's it like in Arizona right now?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's 70 to 75 degrees during the day and 50 at night.
So outdoor shows all year pretty much.
Well, in this time of year, yes.
Jeez.
It's exact opposite of here, where it's, in the wintertime you're holed up inside because it's cold.
Yeah.
And in summertime you're holed up inside there because it's miserable, hot.
So you originally grew up in the Midwest.
Yep.
And moved to Arizona.
25 years ago I moved to Arizona. Well,
tell me about that. You grew up in a small town.
Yeah, well, I graduated from Freeport, which is still small compared to like a Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
It's 25,000 people.
Yeah.
That's where I graduated. Go Pretzels. Freeport Pretzel graduate.
The strangest logo I've ever heard.
It's always on like one of the top in the country, like the top
mascots.
25 or whatever mascots. Yes, it's odd, but it's endearing. People, I'll say I'm a pretzel. And then, like my grandpa's farm was in Pearl City. It's 10 miles from Freeport, and that's a town of 600 or 650. So Freeport's a huge town in comparison. There's a Walmart. Now have lived in Phoenix longer than I live here. I was here for about 20 years and then moved to Phoenix.
Okay.
25 years ago, so that's telling my age to anyone who cares.
Yeah, exactly. No judgment zone here. So 20 years in Arizona. Tell me about what got you started in playing live music. How did that all come through?
So when I left, around here in college, I got into musical theater.
Oh.
So I started drums when I was 11 or 12. So that was what I did up through high school and into college.
Hold on, you're a drummer?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
There's a kit right here.
That's where I started.
Okay.
I don't really play much anymore.
I mean, should we do a drum solo real
let's
quick?
not do that. People are like, this guy didn't play drums.
Right.
It's been 30 plus years since I like really played drums. I can still, play a little, but anyway. So I played drums in high school, college, like in the jazz band in college and stuff. And but in college, there's Highland College here has a really good music program.
Yep.
And they have a good theater program. So I got into musical theater. And when I went to Arizona, I stayed in musical theater, and I thought that's what I wanted to do. And I do love it. But there's really no money in it unless you go to Chicago or LA or New York.
Yep.
And so, I did some professional theater in Arizona, but it doesn't pay much.
Right.
And I didn't want to move to one of those huge cities to give her a go. And so then I actually was hosting karaoke and doing musical theater. And one of the bars that I hosted karaoke at, the guy actually owned the land for Country Thunder, which is a big country music festival out there, and there's one up close to Chicago here. And he owned this bar, and he owned the land for this festival. So he would give like his employees tickets to go to the festival. Mm-hmm. So we ended up camping like close to him. And one of the years, I think this would have been 2004. He's like, you know what? You need to pick up a guitar, start a band. I was like, oh, all right, well, I'll get a guitar. And I started kind of fiddling with guitar. And then the next year, he's like, you know what? I'm like, you really need to start a band. I'm firing you from karaoke.
You're fired.
So when you put a band together, I'm going to kickstart you into putting a band together. And, I'll hire you at my bar.
Hold on. So this is the guy that runs Country Thunder?
He owned the land. And then later on, he did have a little more to do with it. But at that time, he just owned the land.
So he worked with them to get the land, and he was probably into music because of it.
Yeah, and his son had a band. Would go to his bar and watch his son play.
Okay.
Thursday nights was nickel beer night, literally, like nickel beers.
The good old days.
Yeah. Yeah, this is 4 years ago.
Right. And
he's like, I'm firing you from karaoke, effective immediately. That festival was in April. This is in 2005. And I'm like, well, I guess I got to put a band together because that's part of my income. Like every week I was just doing karaoke for him one night a week. And then I worked at this other bar doing karaoke 3 or 4 nights a week. But, some of my income was Tuesday nights. So I'm like, well, all right, I guess I'm putting the band together. And then in Thanksgiving weekend of 2005, was my first band gig at his bar in Mesa, Arizona.
Dang. Okay. So I didn't realize that. I kind of, for whatever reason, I assumed that the band's, you started dabbling in the band here, but that was all started there.
Yeah, I had no aspirations of having a band when I lived here. I thought I was going to be in musical theater.
Wow. The drum thing's interesting. This is totally my opinion, but I feel that the rhythmic intricacies of music, that if you know drums, when you go to, if you start on a percussion instrument and then go to a guitar, I think it helps out tremendously.
I definitely feel like it, my rhythm playing, I think has a lot of, it's benefited greatly that I started as a drummer, for sure. Because you just get into the rhythm of things and
understanding the timing and when you're on time, when you're off time. That's a huge...
I'm never off time.
Right. I'm never off time.
That's the drummer in me.
Right. It I mean, I think it's huge. And every guitar player that I know, the one that jumps out at me is Dave Grohl, everybody. But, everybody any drummer I know that moved to a guitar or moved to singing guitar, anything like that, they typically are really good.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Another band, which is rock hardcore, I think they're super cool, is Turnstile. Have you heard of them?
Mm-mm.
You should check them out. They're fun. It's like a 2025 edition of Rage Against the Machine.
Okay, yeah.
But the lead singer, only sings, but he started as a drummer, and you can just tell how he interacts with the band and how he sings and how he even the lyrical decisions he makes, like syncopation and things like that.
Right.
Is all you can tell. Right away the guy has some sort of a percussion background, and he did. He was a killer drummer. So. Good. So you did the Arizona thing, moved down there, decided to get out of this amazing weather. I can't believe you did that.
Right.
Moved to Arizona, picked up the guitar, and then off to the races with Nathan Dean and the Dam Band.
Basically, yeah. I mean, the Dam Band came in years later. There were different names of the band for a few years up to the Dam Band, but. And the Dam Band story is kind of funny. Once we started going on the road full time, which was 2008, June or July of 2008, and we started going on the road, and we were still young-ish. I mean, we weren't. I would have liked to start a band when I was 18, but I didn't pick up a guitar until I was 24. So, I didn't go full time until I was 27 or 8. That's still pretty young, especially when you're starting to go full time on doing a band thing on the road. So there was a lot of excessive partying happening. And it was like we would hang out with the audience and the fans and stuff. And over time, like a couple years, we would let people know, hey, we're coming back to your town. And literally more than once, people would be like, oh, damn band's coming back to town. Like, I got to get my liver ready type of thing. And so then it was like, oh, that's it.
That's the name.
Yeah, dude, the band name has to be the damn band. That's really what it was. People were like, oh, all right, this damn band's coming back to town. I gotta get ready to
start
stay
chugging
up all
water.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Nice. I love the stories of how these names came together. So you did you eventually started acoustically, then eventually went into the full band, and you still kind of do both.
Yeah.
Where depending on the situation, you might do acoustic, you might do two person or full band.
Yeah.
This is a full-time career for you.
Yes.
Okay. When did, back 20 years ago when you did this in Arizona, when did it kind of click for you like, hey, I want to do this full-time?
Probably a year and a half in. So, late 2006 into 2007, I was like, okay, I think, because we started doing a little bit of traveling, like a year after I started the band, just like to Albuquerque, which is like, 400 miles from Phoenix, or Farmington was like 350. And so we would travel to these places, and it was like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, I think I could do this all the time. And then it took another, year and a half to get everything in place to be able to do it, talking to agents and getting it worked out where we could actually travel full time, and getting like proper transportation and a trailer and, all the stuff. But yeah, it was probably late 2006 where it started to come into, oh, let's give this a run, full time. And now it's been 17 years, 17 and a half.
That's impressive.
Full time.
Very impressive. And did the band start off traveling with you, or were you traveling solo at first?
We were straight to the band.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been everywhere. Like what states haven't you been to? How about that? Or did you stay hang around kind of like Midwest / Southern?
We haven't really done like the Pacific Northwest and Southeast. And there's states, like we've never played Connecticut or stuff like that. But like we've been into New York. Last few summers we've played in New York, Long Island. We've been to Maine, stuff like that.
That's super cool.
We were in, Nashville and Georgia and stuff this last year. So it's really those two, and like, Hawaii and Alaska we haven't been to.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you had been there.
We haven't been to those.
How do you drive the trailer there?
Yeah, right. So, there's plenty of states we've not been to, but for the most part, we've been at least in every area of the country other than those few.
Have you ever gone to Florida?
We've never played in Florida.
You need to go. They love this stuff there, I'm telling you.
I've heard that it's the live music hotbed. We've just not made it there yet. So
you probably just go over spring break. Bring the family.
Right.
Go play a bunch of gigs. Go back.
Right.
Even though I guess you're used to warm weather, so you don't need to dip out of Arizona for spring break.
Right.
You are the spring break.
We are the spring break. It's perfect in March.
Yeah.
In Arizona.
So, interestingly about you, which is mind-boggling to me, and I think it's awesome, you play quite a few gigs a year. We talked earlier, I mentioned 200, and you said, yeah, that's probably on the low end. What would you say the number is with all iterations of the band?
It's right around 300. I counted 2 years ago, 2023, and it was 308.
Wow.
Last year was not quite as many, but I didn't do an actual tally, but it wasn't quite as many because I had taken I gotten to the point now where I could maybe take a week off and not, that part of the problem of being a full-time musician is if you're not playing, you're not making money.
Right. Yeah.
And then, if you just bills keep coming. They don't care if you
Yeah.
you don't have a gig.
No.
So, and for a long time it was you just didn't take any time off. Period.
Yeah.
So it's nice now to be able to get away and at least take a couple weekends off, other than the Christmas is
Yep.
an obvious one type of thing. But now it's like, oh, I want to go on actual vacation.
Yeah.
And
And you can do it.
you're right.
And you don't have to bring your guitar.
Right.
Unless you want to.
Right.
Yeah, that's amazing. The 300 shows a year. It's good, and I feel like you kind of have to do that for a few reasons. One, paycheck, you said that, but then you also have to spread the word.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
make it known, this is Nathan Dean, and here I am, and here's how I sound. Come see us, and then they tell their friends, and
Right.
it kind of blooms from there.
Yeah.
And after 17 to 20 years, you could probably go back to any of these places, and you got somewhat of a little micro fan base in each town.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
and it's like we've never had I forget what it's like a repeat booking or whatever. Like we've never not had somebody.
Say
call.
come back. Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
it's good.
You're right.
Yeah. Versus, hey,
Yeah, that was cool.
See ya. Lose our number.
Yeah, we're not having live music anymore. Then 6 months later, you look at their
Right.
Facebook, like, oh, a lot of live music.
Yeah, John Dean and the Dang Bangs there. What happened? So you play all these shows, you travel around, you've done some recordings. I noticed you had a recording. Geez, when did that first one come out? The solo.
2007.
Okay,
Yep.
so shortly after you kind of started this whole thing, you
Yeah.
released that first album.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and there wasn't really a band name at that time, and there was, but it was one that was like, probably not gonna stick with this, so we just released the album, just Nathan Dean.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was, 2007.
Yeah. And the song that you're going to play today is off of your first album.
Yeah.
Small Town USA.
Yep.
Can you tell me, we talked beforehand and you said, hey, this would be really fitting for where we're at geographically. Can you tell me more about how that song came together, what it means to you?
Yeah, I mean, this was after I had moved away from here, but I still would come back and, see family. My whole family still lives within an hour of this general area. And, when I started writing music and, it's a cool place to be from. And it's a cool area. Like I probably going to get a house here again, in the next few years, just to have a house here.
Mm-hmm.
And the small town vibe is so much different than Phoenix. And even though Phoenix, it's not like LA or Chicago,
right?
But it's still a big, it's
a
huge city. So it's completely different, vibe and dynamic out there to here. And sometimes, especially when you spend your first 20 years of your life in this dynamic, it's, you'll miss it. It's bound to happen, especially if the whole family's still here. And so, yeah, I just started thinking about the area and, specifically, there's one part of the song in Pearl City. There was a American Legion, like right at the T of where you come in from Freeport.
Yep.
And that one of the things that people did or kids did was just sit in the parking lot, sit on their hoods and have the stereo, cranked up and hanging out. And, it's just when the town's that small,
right?
There's not a whole lot to do. That was one thing that kids did until the lone cop was like, all right, guys,
go home.
It's too loud or what? You turn it down or go home.
Right. Well, I feel like that Small Town USA is very appropriate for country music because a lot of, the stylings of country music and the roots of country music are based around that sort of concept. So,
right.
Very fitting. So you have that first album in 2007 or so. What do you have now? You had the full band came out with some stuff.
Yeah. In 2011, we put out another album called After Party. The title track and name of that first album that has Small Town USA on it was Addicted to a Good Time. So there's a theme of, like, a lot of the songs that I do are drinking or partying type stuff.
Country music.
And then, but the last album we did in 2019, called Citizen of the Universe, was a lot more, I don't want to say mellow, but a lot more introspective. You know, one of the first lead guitar player that went on the road with me and my dad, they both passed away within like 3 months of each other in 2016. So that happened, and I, wrote a couple songs, and I, not to be all like old school country music sound, my dog passed away in 2015. There's no songs about my dog dying, but
hey, you could still write it,
right? But there, just a lot more life had happened.
Yep.
And so then that album was a little more deep and talking about, things that I've learned in my life and stuff like that. So those are the three main albums. I did put out an album like in 2006, but a lot of the songs from that album went on this 2007 album because the 2006 album was in my keyboard player's basement, and so it was kind of a thrown together thing. So technically there's 4 albums that we've put out, and I think all of them are on Apple Music, but I don't think all of them are like Spotify and SoundCloud and whatever else new digital things that they have.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot. Yeah, I'll link all that stuff here below. So you have all these albums. Now you've been touring for a while, regionally, locally. What's coming up? 2026. What do you have your eyes set on? What do you want the next year or so to look like?
Well, I mean, we've got probably another album's worth of music. Ideally, it would be nice to get into a studio and cut another album. I don't have like a timeline for it necessarily, but that would be definitely a goal in mind. Just to try to, probably would have to be later in the year because we're already completely full through June.
Really? Wow.
And like the summer's starting to get dates plugged in. And we always like tour, like whenever Phoenix gets hot, we leave. Not just because it's hot, but there's not nearly as many gigs.
Right, that's when live music is available other places.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and fairs all over the country.
Right, yeah.
Where there can't be fairs in the wintertime type. But yeah, so another album would be cool. Every year we've got a lot of, like in January, we go to Denver and we play, and we'll open. There's a thing called the National Western Stock Show in Denver in like January, the first 3 weekends of January. And we always get to play at a big club called the Grizzly Rose.
Okay.
So we'll open for Ned Ledoux, which is Chris Ledoux's son, and Casey Donahue, a Texas guy.
Yeah.
That's coming up in January. And then, we've got some other shows like that. I can't think of off the top of my head, what they are or where they are. But
yep. And where do you post all that? Is it Facebook typically or website?
We do have a website. It's just nathandean.net, and the calendar's on there. And we do post all of our stuff, on our Facebook pages as well. But
okay.
And Instagram, and I always say Facebook because I'm old enough where that's my go-to.
Yeah.
It all goes to the Instagrams as well.
The Instagrams, the Facebooks, the TikToks. I don't know.
Right.
It's all confusing. It's like all the same stuff's on all of it.
Right.
All right. So I got to get out my little note here because I wanted to do some rapid fire questions on you.
Okay.
City that always surprises you. or town when you play?
It's not a city per se. Long Island, New York.
Okay.
Like it's because we've played different like cities on Long Island, but yeah, Long Island.
Okay. Song that never gets old live for you.
Original song?
Either or. It could be one you cover that just for whatever reason, or it could be an original, yeah.
Oh. Cover Me Up. I always love doing that.
You know what drives me nuts about that song? Not to be negative. Nobody realizes Jason wrote it. And I'm like, go listen to that one.
Real people realize it.
Gosh. Hats off to Morgan. He did it, but
and I'm sure that Jason Isbell is not complaining. Like he's making a bunch of money off of it, but
his version is just, I mean, that makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck when I hear that. It's just unbelievable. I don't even know. That's a great one. I've never really heard anybody other than them play that live, so that's kind of a cool one. Pre-show ritual. Do you have anything you do? You wear the same pair of socks every time you play?
Oh, no. I mean, I typically have a cocktail.
There you go. Yeah.
At least, like I usually just have like a drink half hour before I play. It's not really a nerves thing. I get nervous from time to time when there's like a standing room only crowd, like right in front of you. All eyes are just directly on you because we do a lot of like bar club dates. There's a lot of dancing, but whenever the dedicated audience is staring at you, sometimes I'll get nervous now, but that's not why I have a drink. It's just kind of like a ritual, mellow.
Yeah. Easy into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Worst road food mistake.
Anytime I've had green chili, I love it. Green chili is delicious.
Is it bad? I don't know what green chili is. I don't even know what that is.
It's just like in New Mexico, their Hatch green chilies are the most famous green chilies. It's just a spicy pepper.
Okay.
And yeah, even though I've been out of the Midwest for 25 years, I still have Midwest guts.
Yeah.
So like you eat something spicy and it's like, hey, wait a second.
Yeah. How about any road blunders or any road issues that like stories of something that happened on the road over the past 20 years that you just can't stop thinking about, or at the time maybe wasn't funny but now is?
This is a long story. I'll keep it fairly short. We were playing in New Mexico, got done playing the show. It was a Cinco de Mayo show. So they had this it was a 2-story bar, had this like 25-foot inflatable tequila bottle outside to promote. And after we were done, they closed the doors. We're hanging out with the owners and staff. They brought that big inflatable in and thought it would be fun to, those things that you usually put on the water. Somebody jumps on one end and shoots people the other way. We brought that in the bar and we were doing that.
No way.
And it was my turn to get shot, and I got shot up over, like not to where people were there to catch me, like shot sideways, cracked my head on like the corner of one of the bar rails, ended up 12 staples in my head.
No.
And like we're sitting, had been drinking that night. There was an ER nurse that was in there hanging out in the bar too. She's like, "You got to go to the ER." I was like, "I'm good." And I'm like holding just me. My drummer tells me, he's like, "You were holding the towel, like not where the cut was."
Right.
And then the best part of the story really is, so I got the 12 staples. They say, "All right, in 12 days, 2 weeks, whatever, you take them out." And they send you home with a tool. Take them out yourself.
Oh, I've not heard of that, but okay.
And the tool is this thing where here's a staple, you clamp the staple, it opens up. Okay. And then you just pop them right out. Well, my drummer we were rooming together in Nevada, and I was like, all right, got to take these staples out. And he's like, all right, do I need to like watch a video? I was like, no, it's self-explanatory. Just, they do it. Well, instead of using it as a clipper, the underside of this clipper was like this. So he stuck both ends. He clamped it down and just slid them underneath without clipping the staple. He was trying to pry them out of my head.
Like digging into your head.
Yeah, so he starts digging, and I'm like sitting in the chair and starts hurting a little bit more. I was like, I don't think you're doing it right. and so it's like, you better watch the video.
Yeah.
And then he watched the video, and then they went click, 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 click,
Yeah.
like just took them all out.
Love it. I'll do it. I don't need a manual.
Yeah. Well, it was really my fault. I told him he didn't need to watch the video.
Right.
I thought it was self-explanatory, and it was not.
Typical man move right there.
You're fine.
Right. So you got airborne on that thing, huh?
Yeah. I was probably 15 feet in the air and then sideways.
Well, up until then, it sounds like it was a fun time.
It was a great time. It was even a great time after I hit my head.
Right.
I just didn't realize how bad I was bleeding.
The pain hadn't settled in yet, or
Yeah.
maybe the drinks covered it up.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're going to perform Small Town USA now. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll check that out.